With us, and anyone has work to do, anything to do, he can go. Not obligatory, no, it is only to survive the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and surviving sunnah of Maulana Shaykh Nazim and all the grand sheikhs by صحبة. اللهم طهر قلبي من شر أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Special salam from Maulana Shaykh Nazim to all of you one by one. May Allah bless all of you. Maulana sending his blessing and his salam to every one of you. And we ask Maulana Shaykh Nazim to open our hearts and to give us madad and supportation and to open our hearts what coming from the station of Maulana, what we need for our spiritual sickness to send for us so that Allah to cure us, because only in Suhbah everyone can find his treatment from the spiritual sickness which he has, and everyone knows whatever there is in between him and Allah Almighty. No one else knows except everyone by himself according to his niyyat, his intention. He knows how he is from Allah Almighty and how Allah Almighty, if is Allah Almighty pleased from him or not pleased from him. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, as Maulana says, طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. So we start by this title, طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية, because the Naqshbandi way, Sayyidina Shah al-Naqshband, Imam of this way, and Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, the grand Imam of this Naqshbandi way, he titled it and based it on the Suhbah. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Maulana say he chose Suhbah, and for this his companion were called, given title as Sahaba. By the Suhbah, a companionship with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't give a title for the Sahaba as an advice one. No, he didn't use to be with them in advising, but he chose to be in companionship with them as if he is a one. Even he is sealed of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whom he is representing revelation and representing Allah Almighty, even though he used to be so humble in between Sahaba that even the Sahaba used to see him as if a one from them, but they used to love him too much, to respect him too much, that even he wanted to, the water of his ablution, of his wudu, they used to drink it. When they make shopping for him, taking blood, they used to, once he told his servant, go and bury this blood, the Sayyidina Anas bin Malik, the servant of Rasulullah, he drinks that. And he said, never you will enter to Jahannam and my blood in your body. And like this, they used to take anything from Rasulullah to respect it and to take it as if not as only a holy thing, but as a godly thing, because he was one who the lights of the divine, the essence of Allah Almighty represented by him. And for this Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose Suhbah, to be in companionship with his companion, like other prophets. They used to have their murids as disciples or as one whom they are advised by the Prophet, like this. No, he used to advise them through stories, through nice words, through companionship, so that it remained in their hearts, to absorb it and to do by it. Because with love, you can accept anything and to do by it. But if it is order and it is advice and stressing, then you will be boring, you will not follow sometimes. But so that to make them to follow happily and with love, so he used Suhbah. And like this Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, and all successor grandship to Mawlana Shaykh Nazir, Sultan of Awliya nowadays, he is using the Suhbah. By Suhbah, everyone loving him, make everyone to be always happy, no one to be upset, always making everyone to feel as if he is not sitting with a Sultan of Awliya, with a high maqam, with a Shaykh, as if he's sitting with a friend with him, like this. And like this, from their humbleness, they put veils between them and the ones around them to keep things as if they are like them, friends to them, nothing else. And they teach them all the holy teaching of the Holy Quran and the Hadith of Rasulullah and all advice as a Suhbah, as friendship and companionship. So it will be easy coming to the heart of everyone. And for this you will see everyone dressing like Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, keeping Sunnah of Rasulullah, from love of Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, reflecting on him, and he is dressing, not Mawlana ordering. He is not telling, you must put a turban, you must make a beard, you must dress like this or like that. No, he's not saying. Only advising and telling the good tidings. For example, for every turban, for every round, Allah will bless you, Rasulullah said, by maqam of Siddiq. For every turn of the round of the turban, you will be dressed by the maqam of a Siddiq. In between all Sahaba, Mawlana say there was only one, Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Now for everyone who make a turban and for every round, when he is dressing on prayers, Allah will give him a good tidings for a Siddiq. And plus good tidings of 100 shaheed, because Rasulullah saying, the one who survived my sunnah at the end of the time, where all they are killing my sunnah and killing me. By killing sunnah of Rasulullah, they are killing the love and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The one who is surviving the sunnah at that time, they are surviving me. They are the one who love me. And for this Allah will reward them for every sunnah a good tidings of 100 shaheed. How many shaheed in between Sahaba? How many shaheed in between the time of Rasulullah till now a day? Perhaps not more than thousands. Now the one who is surviving the sunnah of Rasulullah, he is getting the good tidings of 100 shaheed. Not all the ummah was shaheed. Not all the nation of Rasulullah was shaheed. Not all the Sahaba was shaheed or have this blessing. Only nowadays the one who is surviving, Mawlana say, the sunnah of Rasulullah, for every sunnah he is getting the good tidings and the blessing of 100 shaheed written for him. And for example, the one who using siwak also, every time, not only once, but every time you are using siwak, Allah will bless you by the good tidings of 100 shaheed. Every time you are using. And Rasulullah said, Mawlana say in the hadith, that 1 raka'at with siwak equal to 70 raka'at without using the siwak. This sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this sunnah was ordered by Allah Almighty. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he finished the battle with the mushrik and the Jews at that time of Khaybar, they were helping the non-believers against Rasulullah. Then Rasulullah, when he finished the non-believers and the remainder they converted to Islam, he turned with all his army to go to make the Jews to convert to Islam or to leave the place. And so they were hiding themselves in their castles. They used to build castles. They are the one whom they found castles, the Jews. They are very smart and clever children of Israel. So they keep themselves in the castles and well-built castles. So Rasulullah, with all the army surrounding the castle, not able to enter. And for 15 days, so the Sahaba, the army of Rasulullah, they were then a little bit complaining. 15 days we are not able to do anything. Ya Rasulullah, Then Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam descending, my beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah Almighty blessing you by salam. Blessing you by salam. And telling you, nearby you, there is bushes. Take the roots of these bushes. These are roots of these bushes. And all of you try to clean your teeth. Because the malaika of victory from Allah Almighty will not descend, and the smell of the teeth of the Sahaba is, they cannot carry it. So stand up facing Qibla, and all of you clean, brush your teeth with this root siwak. Allah will descend on the one who used the siwak, the supportation, victorious, and you will win. And they will be finished, these Jews. And so Rasulullah ordering all the army, collect all these roots, and starting Rasulullah standing like this, and making this. Now, I intend, this is sunnah for me to Yawm al-Qiyamah. And I am, according to the divine, the highly command of Allah Almighty, starting, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I intend to make, brush my teeth, to clean, so that this malaika will descend, and the good tidings and the blessing of victorious will descend over us from Allah Almighty. And all the Sahaba doing like this. What they think the Jews in the castle, seeing all the Arabs and the Sahaba doing this, that they are sharpening their teeth. No more they can be able to wait, Maulana says, and they are going to jump and eat them. And so they put the white flag, they open the door, we surround it. And like this, Allah opening for them these castles without any war, without any fighting. And then Rasulullah was asking them either to convert to Islam or to leave the Medina, around the Medina, to go out. And like this, to the day of judgment, to Yawm al-Qiyamah, Maulana said, the one who using the siwak, Allah will reward him as 100 shaheed, and 1 raka'at with siwak equal to 70 raka'at without siwak, and Allah will bless also blessing and good tidings and supportation and victorious on the one. If you have any problem, for example, you have a cold, you have anything suffering you, and before you enter to the judge or to the work or anything, you use the siwak, opening by Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, surviving Sunnah of Rasulullah. Allah will bless you that all this work will be so prosperous and open for you. Allah will bless special malaika man to come over the one. And the one who put rings in his hand, also this is Sunnah of Rasulullah. And the one who put this ring, even not by intention as a Sunnah, but he put it as a precious thing, but it will be written for him as surviving Sunnah of Rasulullah. And Allah will give him the good tidings of 100 shaheed, and will send guidance for him, will send hidayah also for him. Once upon a time, Maulana said that there was a big awliya. He was not an awliya, he was a king, Sayyidina Ibrahim ibn al-Adham. Sayyidina Ibrahim ibn al-Adham, he was a king, sultan of in Syria, in this area. And he used to put a ring. One day brought for him a big fish, like a whale. And when they cleaned it, they found inside it a jewel, where it is decorated on this jewel, engraved the picture of Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam from the big oceans is coming. And so he make it a ring, so precious jewel. And he was putting as something precious, not as a sunnah of Rasulullah, but Allah taking it as sunnah, surviving sunnah of beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And like this, Maulana, he said this king was so a proud king, so bad king, so injustice king, so badness committing in his life, never sleeping until he was committing perhaps more than 12 or 13 or 14 zina, drinking all kinds of what Allah prevent, wine, everything, always in the nightclubs, always ladies with women, like this. He doesn't care. He never thinking or remembering Allah Almighty. And he was Muslims in the meantime. And he used to have over his palace a special room, a crystal room from glass, where he used to sleep in a mattress from the feather of this ostrich. And this mattress, just he was entering in it, it will cover him. And it will be like a mattress, pillow, and also a blanket. And he used to look at the stars, counting them, night time, at the end of the night. Like this he spent his life, disobeying Allah Almighty. All whatever shaitan likes, he was doing. But he, for this ring, which was in his hand, as a sunnah of Rasulullah, Allah Almighty said, for the sake of this sunnah he is keeping in his finger, I will send guidance for him and hidayah. Then Allah ordering Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, go and look after him. Sayyidina Jibreel, he came like a Bedouin, dressing by a Arab Bedouin, so tough, entering the palace without anyone to see him. Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, he can put veils between him and the guards. No one can see him. He climbed to reach this room over the roof of the palace. And then when he reached this room, he jumped over the seal of this roof, or even from glass. And he was stepping falsely on it. Stepping, making very loud noise, and he's going to drop it over the head of the sultan, of the king. Then Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Adham, he was telling, oh crazy man, how you dare to enter the palace of the king? There is no guard to catch you. What you are doing here? You are going to break all the glass of this room. You don't know this is the palace of the king or the sultan? He said, I know, but I lost my camel. I am searching for my camel. I thought perhaps I will find my camel on the roof of this room. He said, really you are mad, totally crazy. A camel can climb all this palace to reach this room and to jump over this the seal of this room and to find him here? He said, yeah, Ibrahim. He didn't say king even. Yeah, Ibrahim, there is possibility to find my camel here, but there is no possibility for you to find Allah Almighty in this state you are in. And it was like an arrow entering to the heart of Sayyidina Ibrahim ibn al-Adham, that he wake up quickly. Because Sayyidina Jibreel disappeared by saying this, he realized there's something from heavens coming to him. He then quickly went to his bathroom, he showered himself, he take off all the dress of as a king and sultan, and he brought all his servants. The worst servant who was dressing in rags, he told him, give me your dress. And this was very frightened. Perhaps he's going to fire me. He said, no, don't be scared. I'm going to give you all my clothes and take your clothes. And he took the clothes and he prayed 2 raka'at, asking forgiveness, repenting. And then he said, I don't want anymore to have this sultanate. I am going to be in the sultanate of Allah Almighty. As Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, Prophet Ibrahim, when Allah saved him from Namrud, the king at that time, from the fire which he built it, and Allah made the fire to be cold and peace on Sayyidina Ibrahim. And after 7 days, until the fire was totally extinguished, and Sayyidina Ibrahim nothing, only like a garden inside, a river, fountain of water, a table from heaven, eating. The Namrud, he told them, your God is much more powerful than mine, so you are free, safe. What he said, He say, I am going to immigrate to my God. I am going to my God. I am not going to remain here. I am going to my God. Our God, Allah Almighty, is everywhere. Why he say, I am immigrating to my God? I am going to my God. And he went to the Holy Land, which is nowadays from all the land, Damascus and around Palestine, Jerusalem, Quds Sharif, all this Holy Land. And he left Iraq. It was in Iraq. And he come to Damascus. Settled, then he left Damascus after several years and went to through Jordan to Quds Sharif and stayed there until he was passing away. But the wisdom that he said, I am emigrating to my God. I am going to my God. As if in Iraq or other places, Allah is not there. Allah is everywhere. Because Allah Almighty is the one in everyone. He is the one in everything. Allah everywhere. No time, no place for Allah Almighty. He is over time, over place, because He created time, He created place. Not a creator cannot be entering in anything created. And so He is over time and over place. Why Sayyidina Ibrahim, he said, I want to immigrate to God, to my God. I am going to my God. إني ذاهب إلى ربي. إني مهاجر إلى ربي. The ayat in the Holy Quran. And like this, Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Adham, we return to the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Adham, he left all the sultanate and he told all to his mother and the minister, I am leaving and I am going to the sultanate of Allah Almighty. And he went to the seaside and was walking on the shore, and his wife was pregnant. He told her, take this ring, when you will deliver, put this ring in the finger of this baby which is going to come. And he left everything and went. And he was then only busy by Allah Almighty, busy by making himself and his soul to be connected with the divine presence of Allah Almighty, with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah Almighty then blessing him by guidance, by miracles, extraordinary power, become very big awliya. And always he has a needle with him, because he had these clothes, all rags, so any part is open, so that he can play, by the needle he can sew it. Like Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam used to be like this. When Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Allah raised him up, Sayyidina Jibreel taking him from the hands of the Roman soldier, must be reaching to the seven heavens. In the first heaven, they check him. You have anything from this physical life which you were with you? They saw the needle. Then Allah said, keep him in the first heaven. Since there's one thing from this life, keep him in the first heaven. And like we say in Isa, till now, in the first heaven, waiting the order of Allah Almighty to come down, to continue His message till the day of judgment. And like this, his mother was searching for him, until she saw him after 1, 2, 3 years on the seashore, legs, his beard like this, so long, and with a stick in his hand, as if a drunk one in love of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She scolded him, she shouted at him, talking, you left to whom this sultanate? You left to whom your people? You are the king, you are the sultan, all these palaces, all this richness, all this wealth and fortune, to whom you kept? I am old, your mother, I cannot carry all this. You must return first. He says, oh, my mother, mommy, Allah give me much more valuable sultanate than this sultanate. I don't want it anymore. You are so unwell dressed, all rags with you, only needles sewing, every part is open. What you are saying, sultanate of God is much more than your sultanate? Allah is up in heavens, you are here in the seashore, sleeping near the waves of the ocean. What you are doing like this? Go home, be in your palace. He said, look, my mother. And he take the needle and he throw it in the ocean. Then he saw, my mother, look now. Oh, soldier of Allah Almighty. Oh, fish, whale, bring me the needle. A needle in an ocean. What is going to appear in this huge ocean? Then all of a sudden, in less than a second, millions of fish coming up, and the queen of the fish coming, and the needle in her mouth, giving Sayyidina Ibrahim ibn Adhan. He told, oh, my mother, look now, which sultanate is much more important and valuable, this one or which I left? And his mother didn't say anything. She told him, do whatever you want. And she returned to the palace, and he continued walking in love of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah, busy by it, never looking to all this life, to all this decorated, physical, materialistic life. Only he is kept walking straight toward to reach to Allah Almighty and to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On his walking, after 7 years, he saw a small boy, 7 years old boy, was passing by the seashore. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. What you are doing here, boy? He told him, well, I have a father used to say that he was the sultan, the king. I am searching for him. They said, perhaps you can find him in the seashore. Then he looked. He saw in his finger this ring. He knows that this is his son. Then he said, oh, my son, you say Ameen, and I will pray. Allah to bless you. He said, and he said, oh, Allah Almighty, you give me love for you and Rasulullah so few, only to make the heart to be only loving you and loving Rasulullah, no one else to enter. And now this boy is appearing, he's my son, he's not going to enter to my heart. So please, take him to your divine presence, better than to keep him than I cannot carry to have true love in my heart for you and for my son. And this boy, not understanding, saying Ameen, quickly angel of that coming, taking his soul and fish. Then Sayyidina Ibrahim ibn Adham, he left him, but he said this ring is valuable, better to take it from his finger so that no one will steal it. He take it, just take it, he want to put it in his finger. Sayyidina al-Khidr alayhi salam appeared. Ya Ibrahim, give me this ring. No more these things for you. And he kept it amana, it will be appearing, Mawlana say, in the finger of Sayyidina al-Mahdi alayhi salam. He kept it as a trust, amana, to be in the finger of Sahib al-Zaman, Sayyidina al-Mahdi alayhi salam, at the end of the time. And like this he continued his way of hidayah, of guidance in love of Allah Almighty. And all this was sent to him by what? Only by this sunnah of Rasulullah, by keeping a ring in his finger as a, not in his intention sunnah, but Allah dressing it as a sunnah, and Allah sending all these good tidings and the blessing and hidayah and guidance for this sunnah of this ring in the finger of the one. Especially, how about if you make intention that I'm putting this ring not for decoration, but it's a sunnah of Rasulullah, to survive sunnah of Rasulullah. How much guidance Allah will send, how much good tidings Allah will send over you, plus 100 shaheed, good tidings of 100 shaheed. And like this, every sunnah of the thousands there is of sunnah of Rasulullah. According to Maulana, he said there is 800 forbidden things in the Holy Quran. The one who will read them is like surviving sunnah of Rasulullah, because Rasul loved them. And there is 500 which Allah Almighty making them obligatory on Rasulullah, and Rasulullah making them recommended for the Ummah as nawafil, as sunnah. The one who do by them, he will be surviving the sunnah of Rasulullah. As for example, Allah Almighty only ordering for tahajjud for Rasulullah. وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ, from night, pray tahajjud. Only for Rasulullah, so that Allah going to bless you by the Maqam al-Mahmud. But making as a recommended, obligatory sunnah for awliya, and for the one who likes to survive the sunnah of Rasulullah, to pray the night prayers, the tahajjud. Not obligatory, but it is a sunnah. But for Rasulullah was obligatory from Allah Almighty. And like these 500 was obligatory of Rasulullah, but as a sunnah for his nation, as a recommended for his nation. And Allah saying, anyone approaching by this recommended to me, I will love him. And if I love him, I will make him a divinely one. I dress him from my attributes and from my divinely names. And then Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he said, I am migrating to Allah, I want to find now Allah Almighty who gave me. And he was a prophet, revelation coming over him, but he want to find, to be connected with the divinely lights of the essence of Allah Almighty, to reach to the house of Allah Almighty, to reach to the throne of Allah Almighty, to be in between the hand of Allah Almighty, praying and making sujood. And Allah Almighty telling him, don't search for me in heavens or earths, you must immigrate from your physical state to your spiritual state. To find me in your heart, in the spiritual heart of your spirituality. There I am. And he was making his best to immigrate from his physical state through his subtle lata'if in the heart until to reach to the absolute hidden maqam where Allah Almighty settling his throne, his greatest name, his lights, and saying, neither heavens or earths, I choose them to be a house for me, only I choose the heart of children of Adam to be house for me. I am settling myself there. And for this he said, I am immigrating to my God to reach that maqam, and he reached it. And for this he was the close friend to Allah Almighty, Khalilullah. May Allah Almighty forgive us and bless us and mercy us and crown us with Nabiyyin wa Siddiqeen wa Shuhada'i wa Salihin, and make us always to survive the Sunnah of Rasulullah, and to dress us by love to Mawlana Shaykh Nazim Qaddasallahu Sallam and all grand Shaykhs, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, Uthman wa Ali, Sayyidina Fatima and Bayt al-Nabi. Dress us by love to Rasulullah, dress us by love, ashq to Allah Almighty and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Allah Almighty give long life to Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, reach time of Sayyidina al-Mahdi alayhi salam, and us with him. Bless him, Allah Almighty, by all means of cureness, healing, shifa, godly shifa from you, and give him all kind of strength and power to be again as he used to be before Allah Almighty, and in time of Sayyidina al-Mahdi to be the one raising the flag, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and may bless him to destroy the kingdom of Shaitan and to build up the sultanate of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah, and Naqshband the way, Hurmat al-Habib, Hurmat al-Fatiha.
Thank you, shukran. Dankeschön. Muchas gracias. Merci bien.
You are going to Lefke now?
Yes.
I am Saturday leaving to Lefke. This is the last Suhbah. Friday we have Hadra. Allah.